And it's time for every fox's favorite late-night talk show, Fox Talk, the show that all the foxes are talking about. And here are the hosts of tonight's Fox Talk, Kurt Bond and Crackle the Raven. Fox Talk, all the foxes are talking about Fox Talk.
Good evening, I'm Kurt Bond, and welcome to another episode of Fox Talk. Hey, what's with the bird?
It's Halloween. I'm dressed as a raven.
You're Crackle.
No, I'm not. I'm, Mange.
You're not Mange. You sound nothing like Mange. Get off the set.
Oh, come on. It's Halloween. Can't I just pretend I'm a fox?
Okay, I guess so. Welcome to Fox Talk. I'm Kurt Bond.
And I'm a fox dressed up as a raven.
And together we're going to talk to you about some of the things that us foxes talk about in the wild.
And not so wild.
And we'll find out just a little bit more about our foxy friends in the forest. Yes, it's Halloween, and what do us foxes do on Halloween?
Well, we like to dress up as other beings.
You do? Wait a minute, what am I talking about? You're Crackle!
Shh, pretend, shh.
Oh, right. Well, I guess we could talk about, Halloween's past.
Oh, I'd love to. My grandfather was really heavy into Halloween.
Was he really?
As a matter of fact, he was. Are you familiar with Alfred Hitchcock?
Alfred Hitchcock? Sure, I love his films.
Well, did you know that my grandfather was one of the birds that was in the movie The Birds?
No, really?
Yes, really. Would I lie about something like that? Here's a picture.
Wow, look at that. I'm impressed. That's your grandfather?
That's grandfather, all right. And I was just a wee little tiny hatchling at that time.
Wow, that must make you pretty old.
Not that old. It wasn't that old of a movie.
Well, older than me.
Well, that just goes to show that even us ravens can live very healthy young lives and still think we're only 24 years old.
Well, us foxes never have to worry about that, because all we care about is romping through the forest and looking for our prey.
And what do you usually eat in the wild?
Birds.
Really?
Yeah, sure, sometimes. We'll hunt birds and fish and other things too.
Well, let's not talk about foxes in the wild this time. Let's actually talk about foxes who like to live in high-rise apartments.
Alright, let's talk about Mange. You don't want to be in his apartment building at all, because no area of that building is going to be safe.
Yeah, he'll know the ins and outs of that entire building and know when you go to work and when you come home and when to steal all your food and run.
He doesn't do that, does he?
Sometimes, when he's really that hungry, he can break into any lock.
Wow. Speaking about high-rise apartments, I guess you don't have to worry about taking the elevator, you just fly up.
Hey, yeah, that's right. No. I prefer to climb the stairs. Remember, I'm supposed to be a fox in raven's clothing, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shh. So, hopefully everybody is enjoying this edition of Fox Talk. I'm Kurt Bond.
And I'm somebody who's dressed as Crackle Raven.
I knew you were Crackle. I knew it.
You don't know nothing.
Oh, yeah? Well, then, what's your real name, then? What's your name?
Mr. Foxtrot. Yes, Mr. Foxtrot.
What a regular name. I mean, do you know how common of a name that is? It's like saying you're Mr. Smith or Mr. Jones.
Well, I do know a Mr. Smith, and I know about 3 Mr. Joneses. But why couldn't I be a Mr. Foxtrot? I mean, come on. Isn't that a suitable name for a fox dressed as a raven?
How about Flying Fox?
Hey, there you go. I can turn into a flying fox. Imagine that. Whew.
And there he goes, flying away. Of course, flying foxes like to glide, not fly, so that just proves my point. He's Crackle. Well, now here we are on Fox Talk, and the birdie has flown. But I'm still here, still chatting away at you, and hopefully this Halloween isn't too scary for you, or unsafe. And I guess we could talk about something else on Fox Talk, nightmares. Well, now that we, hello, consumer.
Hello there. Yeah, I decided to pop up here and see what was going on. I see you're doing a new edition of Fox Talk, and you were showing one fox, so I decided to jump up here and see what was going on.
Well, nothing much, really. I'm just sitting up here talking about tonight's topic, nightmares.
Oh, nightmares? Oh, really? Well, what type of nightmare does foxes have?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure my nightmare is that people will never leave that What Does the Fox Say song alone.
Oh, are you kidding me? That's one of my nightmares as well. I'm afraid that we'll never be free of that song. Every time we go out in public, and they're always saying, "What does the fox say?" And then you know what my answer is? Here's what I say. Take that over to your local post.
And yeah, well, there you go. I guess I'm a much nicer fox and I just walk on by. But other nightmares that we might have, I mean, we are talking about the species of the fox and what we're like in the wild.
And some of us who aren't so wild.
Like, well, what types of nightmares do you have?
Well, my nightmare is that I'll wake up one morning and all of my as seen on TV products have been disappeared. Or replaced by generics. Ah! No, not the generics!
Oh, come on, it's not so bad. Generics aren't that bad, are they?
Are you kidding me? Have you ever tried a generic can of Spam? It tastes awful. Or how about a generic can of soda? It's no Coca-Cola or a Pepsi.
Well, it's soda. I mean, it does the job it satisfies.
Have you ever had a Snickers bar that was not satisfactory? I mean, think about it. Generics are hideous. I'd rather have name brands just because I'm representing companies who care about their clientele.
I represent products that could care less either way. They just want to make money and do it as cheaply as possible.
Yeah, but they skimp corners and, you know, it's not as good as it should be. But try a can of Spam and then try a can of Prem and then you'll see the difference.
Prem?
Yeah, that's the generic equivalent to Spam. Only cost $1 over at the dollar shops.
I'll take your word for it this time. I'm not really a Spam eater. I'm more of a wild fox, you know, from the wild.
Well, what types of nightmares do you have?
My types of nightmares? All of my horror movies have been replaced by Disney cartoons.
Well, that ought to be actually quite pleasant.
Not if you're into horror.
True that. But isn't Disney all that bad? I mean, it's not all that bad at all. You just got to appreciate the style of animation that kind of progressed over the years.
Yeah, but when you're in the mood for Jason Voorhees and Saw and Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween movies and all those other things and anything Rob Zombie did, you know, that just kind of makes the whole thing better. But then you go and you reach for it and you open up the case thinking you're going to pop in Friday the 13th Part 7, and what do you see? Lilo and Stitch! Ah!
That's not that bad. That was actually a good movie. What about Monsters, Inc.? Oh, that should be right up your alley, right?
Well, that was okay, but not scary enough.
Well, it's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be for children. You got to understand that.
Yeah, but I'm not a child. I've grown up a long time ago.
Yeah, but they're all still adults who do still treasure those moments of Walt Disney cartoons, and not to mention that, animation in general.
I guess so. I guess we're just all kids at heart. Of course, then if you ever saw my childhood, you'd want to go back to the movie theater and watch an Amityville horror movie.
Well, that doesn't sound that bad at all. But other than that, we foxes do lead very simple lives. We try not to do anything that would induce nightmares.
Well, that's speaking for yourself, but some of us like to be responsible for other people's nightmares.
Like how?
Have you ever gone in the middle of the night to a forest to hear the sound of a chainsaw and nobody is cutting down trees?
Then that means that Run for Your Life Kurt Bond is on the move again, and he's got his chainsaw! Ah! Get me out of here!
Hey, come back here. We're not done with the story. Well, I guess we are. Tune in next time for Fox Talk. Well, we'll talk about something else, and I hope to see you there next time. This is Kurt Bond saying Happy Halloween! Now, where did my chainsaw go?
Fox Talk, all the foxes are talking about Fox Talk.
Ba ba